For the first time in its operational history, a Dassault Rafale fighter jet has been lost in combat. The Indian Air Force's pride, its fleet of advanced French-built Rafale fighters, has suffered its first combat casualty. An aircraft once considered virtually untouchable in the skies of the subcontinent. What we're witnessing is potentially a paradigm shift in the balance of air power in South Asia. The Rafale has been India's trump card since its introduction to their fleet in 2020. The evidence emerged online, unmistakable fragments of a downed aircraft. Most telling, the vertical tail section of a Rafale EH, serial number BS001, Indian flag still visible on the damaged component. The tail section doesn't lie. That's unquestionably from an Indian Air Force Rafale. The serial number BS001 confirms it. What's remarkable is this represents the first combat loss of this aircraft type in global military history. Pakistan claims the kill was achieved by one of its Chinese-made J10 fighters using a PL-15E missile, a long-range air-to-air weapon that has never before recorded a combat victory. If confirmed, this engagement represents several firsts. First Rafale lost in combat, first kill for the J10 platform, and first combat success for the Chinese PL-15E missile system. The implications for military aviation are substantial. The debris field was discovered near the village of Aklian Kalan in Punjab, approximately 20 kilometers from Bathinda Air Base, home to India's Rafale fleet. What's particularly significant is the reported engagement envelope. If a PL-15E was indeed responsible, we're looking at a beyond visual range kill, potentially at distances exceeding 70 kilometers. Adding weight to Pakistan's claims, CNN reported that an unnamed high-ranking French intelligence official confirmed the downing of an Indian Rafale. French authorities are reportedly investigating whether multiple Rafales may have been lost. The incident has ignited fierce debate online, with Indian social media users vehemently rejecting reports of the loss, while military observers analyze every fragment of evidence. The matchup between these platforms was previously untested in combat. The Rafale EH represents some of the most advanced European aviation technology, with the Indian variants specially modified with 14 country-specific enhancements. Pakistan's J10, while less celebrated globally, appears to have proven its capability. The Chinese-built fighter carries the PL-15E missile, designed to rival America's AGM-120D AMRAAM in performance. These fragments appear to show components of a PL-15E, including what looks like sections of its AESA seeker. This active electronically scanned array technology gives the missile significant advantages in tracking agile targets even in electronic warfare environments. What makes this incident particularly significant is the psychological impact. The Rafale was presented to the Indian public as a game-changing platform that would ensure air superiority. This loss challenges that narrative in a profound way. For Dassault Aviation, the French aerospace company behind the Rafale, this represents an unwelcome first. Neither Dassault nor the French military have officially commented on the incident. India invested heavily in its fleet of 36 Rafales, signing a contract in 2016 after a lengthy procurement process that began in 2004. The aircraft were specially modified to Indian specifications. The Indian Rafales are equipped with Mica and Meteor air-to-air missiles, plus Scalp EG cruise missiles. They feature enhanced optics, helmet-mounted displays, and modified radar systems compared to standard French models. Pakistan received its first J10 in March 2022, specifically as a counter to India's Rafale acquisition. In a display of capability just before the incident, Pakistan showcased J10s armed with the very PL-15E missiles allegedly used in the engagement. The pattern of debris suggests a catastrophic mid-air failure rather than a crash from mechanical issues. The distribution is consistent with an air-to-air missile strike. As military observers worldwide analyze this engagement, one question remains paramount. Does this incident represent an isolated success, or a fundamental shift in the aerial power dynamics of the region. Whatever the full truth of this incident, one reality is clear. The mystique of invulnerability surrounding the Rafale has been shattered. In the high-stakes game of air power projection, a new chapter has been written. The PL-15E missile itself deserves closer examination. Developed specifically for export markets, this weapon represents China's growing influence in the global arms trade. With its active seeker head, it doesn't require the launching aircraft to maintain radar lock throughout the engagement, a significant tactical advantage. Once fired, the missile can independently track its target, allowing the launching aircraft to disengage and seek cover. This fire-and-forget capability is particularly valuable in contested airspace, where lingering to guide a missile could prove fatal. Arms manufacturers worldwide are taking note as well. The Rafale has been aggressively marketed to countries including Greece, Egypt, Croatia, and Indonesia. Sales representatives from Dassault now face difficult questions during procurement meetings. How did this happen? What measures have been implemented to prevent similar outcomes? The answers could influence billions in potential contracts. The incident has also raised questions about pilot training and experience. The Indian Air Force is highly professional, with rigorous selection and training programs. Yet modern air combat is increasingly dominated by electronic systems, sensors, and beyond visual range engagements. Has training kept pace with technological evolution? Did the pilots fully understand the capabilities and limitations of their systems? Radar specialists point to another concerning possibility, that the J10's radar may have detected the Rafale without reciprocal detection. Modern fighter radars employ various techniques to minimize their electromagnetic signature while scanning. If Chinese radar technology has achieved an asymmetric advantage in detection range, this would have profound implications for aerial warfare doctrine. The missile fragments themselves are now the subject of intense interest. Indian intelligence agencies are reportedly offering substantial rewards to local villagers who recover additional pieces. Each component could provide valuable insight into Chinese missile technology, potentially allowing countermeasures to be developed. Meanwhile, stock prices of aerospace defense companies have shifted noticeably since the incident. Dassault Aviation experienced a temporary dip, while Chinese aerospace firms saw modest gains. Market analysts note this reflects the perception that the balance of aerial power may be shifting more rapidly than previously assumed. As the international community watches this situation develop, one thing remains certain: the balance of power in aerial warfare is never static. Today's technological advantage can become tomorrow's vulnerability.